12 R&B feuds that tore apart the biggest acts in soul music history. You've heard the hits, you know the names, but you don't know what happened behind closed doors at Motown, Philadelphia International, and inside the groups that defined an era. What you're about to hear isn't speculation. It's court records, lawsuits, and the stories band members spent decades trying to forget. By the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why some of the greatest voices in R&B never spoke to each other again. Number 12, Martha Reeves versus the Vandellas, 1964 to 1967. Here's what most people don't know about Martha and the Vandellas. The name on the marquee didn't always match what was happening inside the group. 1963, Heat Wave hits number 4 on the pop charts. Martha Reeves, Annette Beard, and Rosalind Ashford are suddenly Motown's answer to the Supremes. They're selling records, touring constantly, and from the outside, everything looks perfect. But in 1964, Annette Beard leaves. Martha tells the press it's because Annette is pregnant. Annette tells a different story decades later. She claims Martha forced her out. Then, in 1967, Betty Kelly is fired. And here's where it gets messy. Kelly missed shows. She got into onstage altercations with Martha during performances. According to people who were there, Martha and Betty were fighting in front of audiences. Betty's replaced by Martha's sister Lois. The Vandellas become the Reeves family business. If you've ever worked with someone who slowly pushes everyone else out until it's their show and nobody else's, you know exactly what this felt like. Martha gets control, the other voices disappear, and once that happens, the original Vandellas never sing together again the same way. The hits keep coming, but the group that made them, that's already gone. Number 11, Sammy Strain versus the OJs, 1975 to 2007. William Powell, one of the OJ's founding members, is dying from cancer. The group brings in Sammy Strain from Little Anthony and the Imperials to replace him. And I'll tell you so, she used to be my girl. Strain spends the next 16 years with the OJs. 11 albums, 2 platinum, 3 gold. He's on stage, he's in the studio, his voice is on the records. But here's what nobody tells him. According to Strain, he's never getting paid. 2007, Sammy Strain files a lawsuit. He's suing Eddie Levert, Walter Williams, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and Philadelphia International Records for $15 million. His claim? 16 years with the group, and he never saw royalty checks. Not once. The OJs were selling millions of records. Strain says he got nothing. And if you've ever done work and watched other people collect the check, you know that's a different kind of betrayal. It's not just about the money. It's about being told you're part of something while they're making sure you never actually are. She used to be my girl. Strain stood on those stages. He sang those songs. And decades later, he's still fighting to get paid for it. The lawsuit asked for $15 million. Whether he got it or not, that's between lawyers. But the fact that it took 30 years to even file, that tells you everything about how long some people will wait before they finally say enough. Number 10 is where the lies start to pile up. Real talk. Only 9% of you are subscribed. That hurts. We're spending hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life. And if you're watching this far, you clearly care. So hit subscribe. It's free and takes 2 seconds. Now, to my subscribers, barely any of you have joined the membership. And honestly, that stings even more. You know the work we put in. You keep coming back. If these videos have ever made you feel something, if this music means something to you, join the membership. It's $1 coffee a month, and it's the only way we keep this going. Let's build this together. All right, back to it. Number 10, William Powell's Family versus Philadelphia International, 1977 to present. May 26, 1977. William Powell dies in Canton, Ohio. He's 35 years old, colon cancer. He's one of the 3 voices that made the OJs a household name. I feel sorry for you. Backstabbers, Love Train, For the Love of Money. Powell's voice is on every single hit from the group's golden era. Here's the problem. Powell dies right when the OJs are at their peak. The money is still coming in, the albums are still selling, and according to Powell's family, Philadelphia International Records stopped sending royalty checks after he's gone. The family claims they were owed money. Powell's royalties should have continued, but they say the label withheld funds, kept what belonged to a dead man's estate, and here's what makes it worse. Powell never got to enjoy the success. He spent his final years recording while dying, then passed away before he could see what his work was worth. If you've ever watched someone's family fight for what they're owed after that person is gone, you know how powerless that feels. William Powell can't advocate for himself. His family is left holding court documents and wondering why a label that made millions off his voice suddenly can't find his share. Powell's been gone for almost 50 years. His family is still asking where the money went. And Philadelphia International? They settled eventually, but some questions don't have good answers. This is one of them. Number 9 is about what happens when the family you chose turns its back. Number 9, Sly Stone versus Larry Graham, early 1970s. Early 1970s, Sly and the Family Stone are the biggest thing in music. Dance to the music. Everyday people, thank you. They're untouchable. Larry Graham is the bass player who invented slap bass. His technique is on every one of their hits. Without Larry Graham, there is no Family Stone sound. But here's what's happening behind the stage. Sly Stone is descending into cocaine addiction. Shows are getting canceled. 26 out of 80 concerts in 1970 alone. When the band does show up, Sly walks off mid-set. Larry Graham, Greg Errico, the rest of the Family Stone, they're watching their careers implode in real time because Sly can't get clean. Tensions explode. By the mid-70s, Larry Graham is out. So is Greg Errico. Rose Stone, Sly's own sister, leaves too. And once they're gone, the empire collapses. Sly Records' family affair essentially by himself. The song that's supposed to be about unity, he's recording it alone in a mobile home studio, surrounded by hangers-on, while the actual family's nowhere to be found. If you've ever built something with people you love and watched drugs destroy it, You know that bitterness never fully goes away. Larry Graham didn't just lose a gig. He lost years of his life to someone who chose cocaine over the people who made him a star. You can forgive that, but you don't forget it. And the family Stone never played together the same way again. Number 8 takes us inside Motown's most explosive legal battle. Number 8, Isley Brothers, split 1984. The Isley Brothers have been together for nearly 30 years. The original trio, Ronald, Rudolph, O'Kelly, brought in younger brothers Ernie and Marvin, plus brother-in-law Chris Jasper in 1973. That 6-man lineup created the sound that defined 70s funk. That lady, fight the power, between the sheets, 3 plus 3. The formula worked, but by 1984, the formula's breaking. Ernie, Marvin, and Chris Jasper leave. They form their own group, Isley Jasper Isley. They sign with Columbia Records. And here's what makes it messy. It's not just creative differences, it's friction. The younger generation wants to go one direction, the older generation wants to stay where they are. And when family can't agree, somebody leaves. Ernie Isley is one of the most underrated guitarists in R&B history. Marvin's bass lines are foundational. Chris Jasper wrote or co-wrote half the hits. And they walk away from the Isley Brothers name to start over from scratch. That tells you how bad it got. When you'd rather build something new than stay in something that's suffocating you, the split isn't just business, it's survival. And if you've ever had to choose between loyalty to family and your own sanity, you know there's no good answer. The Isley Brothers kept going. Isley Jasper Isley had a few hits and faded. But the 6-man lineup that created the magic, that died in 1984, and it never came back. Number 7 is where the money disappears, and nobody can explain why. Number 7, Martha Reeves versus Motown, 1989. Martha Reeves files a lawsuit against Motown Records. She's suing for unpaid royalties from the 1960s and 70s, decades of hits she says she never got fully paid for. Heat Wave, Dancing in the Street, Nowhere to Run, Jimmy Mack, songs that are still on the radio 40 years later, songs that made Motown millions. And according to Martha, she didn't see her fair share. Here's the thing about Motown. Berry Gordy built an empire, but the artists who built that empire with him, a lot of them ended up broke, bitter, or both. Martha Reeves isn't the first Motown artist to sue for royalties. She's just one of the loudest. And when she files that lawsuit, she's not just fighting for herself. She's fighting for every artist who signed a contract they didn't understand and spent the next 30 years regretting it. The case drags on. Motown eventually settles in 1991 for an undisclosed amount. But here's what settlement means. Nobody admits fault. Nobody gets their day in court. Martha gets money, but she doesn't get answers. She doesn't get an apology. She doesn't get Berry Gordy standing up and saying, "We should have treated you better." And if you've ever had to settle because the fight was going to destroy you, even if you won, you know that's not justice. That's damage control. Martha Reeves got some of what she was owed. But she'll never get back the decades she spent wondering why the music business didn't love her the way she loved it. Number 6 is where one of Motown's most legendary acts turns into a family war. Number 6, Isley Brothers versus Motown, 1969 to 1975. February 1969, the Isley Brothers release It's Your Thing on their own T-Neck label. The song is a middle finger to everyone who told them what to do. It hits number 2 on the Hot 100, number 1 on the R&B chart. It sells over 5 million copies. It wins them a Grammy. It's Your Thing is one of the biggest records of the year. There's just one problem. Motown claims the Isleys recorded it while still under contract. Motown sues. The Isley Brothers countersue, and here's where it gets ugly. Motown isn't just asking for royalties. They're claiming the song belongs to them, that the Isleys had no right to release it, that It's Your Thing, the anthem of independence, was made while they were still Motown property. The case drags on for 6 years. 6 years of lawyers, depositions, court dates. The Isley Brothers are trying to build their career while Motown is trying to take their biggest hit away from them. And in 1975, a court finally rules in the Isleys' favor. The song is theirs. The money is theirs. Motown loses. But here's what 6 years of litigation cost. Time you'll never get back. Albums that should have been made but weren't because you're spending all your energy in court. Relationships that get poisoned by lawyers. And if you've ever had to fight for something that was always yours, you know the wind doesn't erase the damage. The Isley Brothers got their song, but they lost 6 years they'll never get back. Number 5 is where the bitterness becomes immortal. Number 5, Marvin Gaye versus Anna Gordy. Gaye, 1975 to 1978. Marvin Gaye's wife Anna, 17 years older, Berry Gordy's sister, files for divorce. The marriage has been turbulent for years. Marvin's been unfaithful. Anna's been controlling. They've been fighting publicly, and now it's over. Here's the problem. Marvin is broke. Despite being one of the biggest stars in music, he's got tax debts, legal bills, no cash. Anna is asking for $1 million. Marvin doesn't have it, so his lawyer cuts a deal. Motown will give Marvin a $305,000 advance for his next album. Marvin will give Anna that advance, plus the first $295,000 in royalties from the album. Total, $600,000. Anna agrees. The judge signs off, and then Marvin Gaye does something audacious. I start to realize I can't. He records an album about how much he hates his ex-wife. He calls it Here My Dear. Every song is about their marriage, their divorce, her greed, his pain. You know I tried, oh baby. The album cover shows a Monopoly board. Anna's side has all the money and property. Marvin's side has a record and a $1 bill. The only thing he has left is his music. And he's giving it to her as payment for a marriage that destroyed them both. Anna considers suing him for invasion of privacy. The album flops commercially. Critics trash it. Marvin intended to make something nothing heavy, nothing even good, just to fulfill the contract. But then he changed his mind and poured his rage into it. Years later, Here My Dear is considered a masterpiece, but in 1978, it was the sound of a man burning his life down and handing his ex-wife the ashes. They reconciled later as friends, but some things you can't unhear. And Marvin made sure Anna would hear exactly what he thought of her every time that album played. Number 4 is where drugs destroy the most important band in funk. Number 4, Sly and the Family Stone Implosion, mid-1970s. Mid-1970s, Sly and the Family Stone are falling apart. Sly Stone's cocaine addiction is out of control. He's canceling shows, missing rehearsals. When he does show up, he's unpredictable, sometimes brilliant, sometimes incoherent. The Family Stone is trying to hold it together. They can't. Larry Graham leaves. Greg Errico is gone. Rose Stone, Sly's own sister, walks away. By the time Sly records There's a Riot Going On, he's doing most of the album alone. The Family Stone, the integrated genre-blending revolutionary act that changed music, is just Sly in a mobile home studio with a drug habit and a tape machine. What makes this different from number 9 is the scale. When Larry Graham left, it was personal. This is the whole empire collapsing. By 1975, Sly books 8 shows at Radio City Music Hall. The first night draws 1,100 people in a 6,000-seat venue. He shows up an hour late, plays for 45 minutes, leaves. The rest of the shows get canceled. Promoters stop booking him. Band members stop getting called for gigs. The greatest funk band in history ends not with a bang, but with Sly alone in a van. Homeless, wondering where it all went. If you've ever watched someone's addiction destroy not just them, but everyone around them, you know the helplessness. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. The Family Stone didn't break up because of creative differences or money disputes. They broke up because Sly Stone chose cocaine over the people who loved him. And once that choice is made, there's no coming back. Number 3 takes us to the ugliest divorce in Motown history. Number 3, David Ruffin versus the Temptations, 1968. June 1968, the Temptations fired David Ruffin. He's been the lead singer for 4 years. My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, I Wish It Would Rain. His voice made the Temptations the biggest male group in Motown, but his ego is out of control, and his cocaine habit is worse. Here's what pushes them over the edge. Ruffin misses a show in Cleveland. Why? He's watching his girlfriend, Barbara Gayle Martin, Dean Martin's daughter, perform somewhere else. The Temptations have a gig. Ruffin's at his girlfriend's show. 5 days later, the other 4 members draw up legal papers and fire him. Dennis Edwards replaces him, but here's where David Ruffin shows you what ego really looks like. He starts crashing Temptations concerts. Edwards is on stage mid-song, My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, one of Ruffin's old hits. And suddenly, David Ruffin walks on stage, grabs the mic from Edward's hands, and starts singing. The audience goes wild. The Temptations are mortified. Ruffin steals the show, then disappears before anyone can stop him. He does this multiple times. The Temptations have to hire extra security just to keep their old lead singer from hijacking their concerts. And if you've ever had to lock someone out of something they used to control because they can't let go, you know how exhausting that becomes. David Ruffin couldn't accept that the Temptations were moving on without him. So he made sure they couldn't forget him, even when they didn't want to remember. Ruffin died in 1991, cocaine overdose. The Temptations inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989. He showed up 10 minutes late. Even at his own Hall of Fame induction, he couldn't be on time. Number 2 is where Motown loses the team that created the Motown sound. Number 2, Holland-Dozier-Holland versus Berry Gordy, Motown, 1968 to 1977. Brian Holland, Lamont Dozier, and Eddie Holland are the songwriting and production team behind Motown's biggest hits. They wrote and produced 10 of the Supremes' 12 number ones. Baby Love. Stop! In the name of love, you keep me hanging on. They wrote for the Four Tops, Martha and the Vandellas, Marvin Gaye, the Isley Brothers. If it's a Motown hit from the mid-60s, Holland-Dozier-Holland probably made it. But here's the problem. Berry Gordy isn't paying them what they think they're worth. They want more money, more creative control, more respect. Gordy says no. So in 1968, Holland-Dozier-Holland walk out. They leave Motown. They start their own labels, Invictus and Hot Wax Records. Motown immediately sues them for breach of contract. Holland-Dozier-Holland countersue, and the resulting legal battle becomes one of the longest in music history. Because Motown owns the publishing rights through Jobette, Holland-Dozier-Holland can't even use their own names on songs they write. From 1968 to 1972, they credit their work to fake names: Edith Wayne, Ron Dunbar. They're writing hits under pseudonyms because if they use their real names, Motown gets paid. The lawsuit doesn't settle until 1977. 9 years. 9 years of litigation. 9 years where the team that created the Motown sound can't work with Motown artists because they're suing each other. And here's what that cost Motown. They never found another production team as good. The Supremes' hits dried up without Holland-Dozier-Holland. The Four Tops struggled. Motown's golden era ended the moment those three men walked out the door. Both sides lost. Holland-Dozier-Holland got their freedom, but spent a decade in legal hell. Motown kept its empire, but lost the architects who built it, and nobody won. Number 1 is where the dream dies in front of everyone. Number 1. Diana Ross versus Florence Ballard, The Supremes, 1967. The Supremes are the biggest female group in the world. Diana Ross, Florence Ballard, and Mary Wilson have 10 number 1 hits. They're on Ed Sullivan. They're touring internationally. From the outside, they're perfect. Here's what nobody sees. Berry Gordy is in love with Diana Ross. He's grooming her for solo stardom. In early 1967, the group's name changes to Diana Ross and the Supremes. Diana gets top billing. Florence Ballard, who founded the group, who named the group, who many believe has the strongest voice, is being erased. Baby, baby, Florence starts drinking. She gains weight. She shows up late. In July 1967, during a show at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, Florence arrives drunk. Berry Gordy fires her the next day. Cindy Birdsong replaces her, and Florence Ballard, the woman who started the Supremes, is out. Here's where it gets worse. Florence sues Motown. The case settles for $139,000. Her lawyer takes most of it. By 1971, Florence is on welfare. In 1976, she dies in a Detroit housing project at age 32. Cardiac arrest. The woman who sang Baby Love and Stop in the Name of Love dies broken forgotten while Diana Ross is a superstar. Florence Ballard didn't just lose her spot in the Supremes. She lost her identity, she lost her livelihood, she lost her life. Oh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby. Diana and Mary attended her funeral. Berry Gordy sent flowers and Motown's top acts, but Florence was already in the ground before most people realized she'd been erased. My heart now. If you've ever been the person who got pushed out of something you built, you know that bitterness doesn't end when the lawsuit settles. Florence Ballard spent the last 9 years of her life trying to figure out what went wrong, and she died before she got an answer. The Supremes kept recording. Diana Ross became an icon. Mary Wilson kept the group going until 1977. But the original Supremes, the three women from the Brewster Projects who wanted to sing together, that died in 1967, and Florence Ballard died with it.